Leslie, and today I'm going to be talking about how technology brings people closer together rather than further apart. First off is texting. Texting is a quick and convenient way for you to communicate with your friends or loved ones. It also does not take so much time out of your day for you to do that. You don't have to completely stop what you're doing. It's usually just a quick text back and then carry on with whatever you were doing. Texting is also really good for businesses. It also, any package that you are waiting for, that you are waiting to get, you usually get text message updates about that. Businesses like phone companies give you text messages whenever your phone bill is about to be due. Your bank, you usually get a text message every time you make a transaction on that. And texting is just a really good tool that a lot of people use, and businesses. Next up is phone calls. Phone calls are much easier now that there is no limits. I know back in the day there was a limit on how many phone calls you make. Not necessarily a limit, but they charged you by how many phone calls you made or how long those phone calls were. Now your phone bill will stay the same no matter how many phone calls you make or how long each phone call is, which is a really good thing. It is also good when you need a quick response. You also, texting, people usually just text you back on their own time whenever they can, but if you need a quick yes or no question, you can just call someone, get your answer, and then there you go, you have it. It is also good if you just want to talk to a friend or a family member. You just want to talk to them, maybe you just want to catch up, you haven't talked to them in a while, or for whatever reason, you just want to talk about what's been going on in your life, their life, anything. Phone call is another really good one. Then there is FaceTime. FaceTime allows you to see a person face to face through your phone, obviously. And then FaceTime is really good when you don't really see people that live out of your city. You don't get to see them too often. For example, my mom lives in Mexico. I only see her about once a year in person. So FaceTime is really good. I get to call her, see her face to face, communicate, and it's basically like she's in the same room. So it doesn't feel like I only see her once a year. It feels like I see her a lot of times. For traveling, technology is really good for traveling, and it makes it less scary for you, for your friends, for your family, for everyone involved. You can also share your locations. I know whenever I went to Europe a couple months ago, the technology helped me a lot, my phone specifically. I got to share my location with my sisters, so they were more at ease knowing where I was at all times. Like, they could just easily check up on me. I was able to give them updates throughout the day, where I was at, what I was doing. Anything like that. And I was also able to share pictures and videos with them. I didn't have to wait until I got back home from my trip to be able to show them all that. I was just able to do that as we were going. Social media is another really good one. It can help you, it can help keep up with your friends and family, their accomplishments, your accomplishments. They're able to keep up with you. Especially for those friends and families that again live outside of your city that you don't see, but you don't necessarily call them all the time. You get to see all their posts that they make about their family, their accomplishments, just everything that's going on in their life, and they get to see everything that's going on in your life. Social media is also really good for public relations and business relations. The news, technology is really helpful with the news. You don't have to wait for your newspaper in the mornings for the news to come on TV at a certain time. You don't have to wait for your radio to be on at a certain time. Now you get the news almost as instantly as it's happening, and it's more of the true uncut versions. Because back in the day when you were waiting on the TV to put on the news, you had to, obviously they are selective with what they put out on the TV, so it was more one-sided stories. And now you get to see both sides of the story, both versions, more of a clear picture of what's actually going on rather than what people want you to see. Reviews and videos. So reviews are very helpful for businesses because they help you post your experience that you had with them. And it's not necessarily only for when you're shopping. I mainly use it for when I'm shopping. I get to see what somebody's experience was with the product, how the quality was. Maybe somebody that's in a similar situation as me, they post their experience with that certain product, and I get to see whether it's going to be helpful for me or not. Should I spend my money on it or not? Is it worth the price? But it is not only for shopping. You also use that when you go to restaurants. You're going to a new restaurant that you've never been to before. People usually look at the reviews to see, is the food good? Is the service good? Is it clean? And it is also for hotels and for many other things. Anything that you're going to try for a first time, you can usually just look at the reviews and see what other people's experience was with that, and it helps you decide on whether you want that or not. Now, reviews also helps keep businesses in check, because if you get a bad review, people are more than likely not going to get that certain product or go to that specific location, and it's going to reflect badly on the business. So videos are very helpful for businesses because they get to explain complicated topics that are not as easy explainable in writing. They get to explain it in an entertaining manner and to where the normal everyday person can understand that complicated topic. For business relations, technology also helps with business relations. Technology can help with crisis management. It helps detect a possible crisis. It stops it from progressing, and it gets it all under control before, again, it progresses and it gets out of control to where it just affects the business. So it can control that. It is also good with trend history analysis. That is really good for businesses because they need to see what are the up and coming trends to keep up with their other competitors, put out new products, just stay up to date with everything that's going on around the world. And it also gets to see how long trends usually last, how much time do they have between the new trend is already hitting, and just, again, keeping up with their competitors so they won't stay behind. Then there is social media, again, for business relations. So it also helps business relations in starting a business more easily. My sister has a balloon business. She mainly works through social media, specifically Instagram. That's where she promotes her balloon, because she does balloon styling. So that's where she promotes her business. That's where she gets her customers from. That's where she communicates. They send ideas of what they want. Then they do all their negotiations through social media. And it's for any small business, but not only for small businesses, it is also for big businesses. You get to see all these phone companies, these beauty brands, these skincare brands. Everybody has a social media platform because majority of people are on social media nowadays. That's usually where they do all of their promotions, their deals, anything that they need to get out to the public. It's usually always through social media. So social media, it can also help you get a bigger range of customers. So if you are selling products and you are here in Texas, you get to promote that, and maybe somebody in a different state is going to see that product, wants that product, and with the technology of today, it's easier to ship that out of state, and you get a bigger range of customers rather than back in the days doing flyers and everything. Your customers were usually going to be within your own city. So these are all these information I have for you today. Hopefully this helps you understand how technology helps bring people closer together rather than further apart. Thank you all for listening.